just do it like this. Call it a day. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, TMNJ. My name is Terrence Johnson. Bloody hell, that sunlight looks so nice on me. I gotta admit, it looks very nice on me. I love it. Um, sheesh. Alright, so this video, I was like, let me make a video today. That should be splendid, right? Hopefully you guys can hear me. My voice isn't too deep. And you can understand every word I'm saying. Hopefully. I literally just woke up and just got some things, a few things done. No, for this video, I wanted to speak about my abilities. Yeah. So I was like, in the other video, I couldn't speak of that. And this one I can. So so my abilities, what I can do, what I cannot do, more so what I can do. Given I am a tarot reader at the same time, I can do various things. I don't like doing things towards love though. I'll say that because it's like I just look at it like just let things happen naturally instead of just and like have no sort of like expectation of what may or may not occur, right? That's why I will never do a reading on love. Well, actually, I have done once, and I was incredibly accurate, and I was like, what the F? But towards my abilities, though, I can access your Akashic records. I can access my own Akashic records as well. Hold on, let me sit up real quick because I know when it comes down to things, our speech is when we're laying down, our speech is like not the best at times. All right, that's better. Um, so yeah, one, I can access my own Akashic records. Two, the the way I do it is incredible. So most people need a prayer, from what I have learned, especially from the book that I read that actually put on as a video of mine. I explained the book and all, if not correct. Um, but yeah, most people usually need a prayer. I don't. I can just I can just access my records just by will, just by saying my records are open. Hold on. Sorry, I literally just opened up my records. I had to close them. Now, to continue on, um, yeah, so records is one thing. Past lives, I can see into various past lives, which goes towards the records. Um, Actually, another ability of mine is that besides the concept of being able to open the Akashic records, I can also I can look. So I had a thing. I still have a thing, but it was more predominant some time ago. Whereas I could just look at you, and I could see. And by the more I looked at you, especially if I actually at times it depended on if I didn't eat for a period of time. So if I was like fasting in a sense without trying to fast, because I had to think. Because even though I wake up at like say 8, say I wake up, my body will have me wake up, not me, my body will have me wake up at say 8 in the morning or 10 in the morning, and I won't eat till maybe like 3 or 2. What my body will do is, or rather, what happens is when I don't eat for a period of time, I'll be sometimes I'll be able to basically see um all your past lives on your face. So with my mother, I was able to see a bunch of different past lives. Even when she stood up, I could see like a bunch of like I could see a form of hers from like some whatever planet she used to be on and so on. It was incredible. It's still I can still do it. I just don't really try to do it. Like it's like I can still see these aspects sometimes, and I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good. Hold on. So I saw a new little toothpaste on my thing. I was like, ooh, that's not good. Um, I like to be as professional as possible when I do these videos, and I'm like, nah, it's not gonna be professional. There's no way it's gonna be professional. There's no way. Um, but yeah. So that's another one of my abilities. Something else I can do heavily is basically when I put my hand out. So we all know that your hand. Well, hopefully a lot of us know that your right hand gives and your left hand receives. One of my abilities is it's like I can manipulate the atoms around my hand, basically. So something I did with my mother one time, and my brother as well. So as my little brother is, I manipulated my the atoms around my hand, and I asked my little brother how the temperature felt. If it felt warm, felt hot, felt cold, and I was able to fluctuate it in a sense of him feeling cold and warm energy at the same time, basically. So that was incredible for me to do. I was like, can you feel the energy that I'm emitting? He was like, yeah, the hell. So that was something interesting. Um, of course, I won't say I'm an empath, but why I say that is because I don't like the title. Because as a old coworker of mine said, with titles comes all these roles and responsibilities and expectations and so on, right? But I will say I can feel immense. I can actually. So one of my things that I can do, I know people can do this, but through your energy, I can literally tell you your entire life. Literally. I've had times before I was really awakened to this degree of my own being that there was an individual whom came over my house one time, and he was a friend of a friend, basically. And they had like some sort of odd situation, and I was just like, I woke up that day and I was like, bro, what the hell do you want? And I saw the friend, and I was like, oh, interesting. And as I'm talking to as we're in my house, and one of the mates had COVID, mind you, and I was like in my mind like looking like, why am I allowing a dude with COVID in my house right now? Mind you, I didn't. It was like he told me the person he'd been with before had COVID, so and he didn't know if he had it either. So I was like, but I didn't really care about the virus then. Nah, as I like still kind. Let's not get to that. But basically, a friend of his I was next to, and I could feel everything. I could feel when I felt his energy. I could feel literally everything that happened in his life in a second, literally in a second, in a flash. And like I paused and was like, "Bro," he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry." He was like, "For what?" And I'm like, "You've been through so much." And he was like, how do you know that?" And I was like, "I'm just feeling your energy, bro. It's like speaking to me." And that's when I kind of came to the comprehension of your energy speaks louder than your words. Your energy is more truthful than you are, which is why I can literally. The more I expanded into my abilities, the more I became a lie detector. So I told one of my coworkers when it comes down to it, you can't lie to me. If I'm focusing enough, you can't lie to me because your energy will tell me things you won't tell me. Simply put, if now to the coworkers I lied to about various things, given conversation is conversation, especially if you don't know someone, it's conversation. Um, but I looked at them and was like, if they could read my energy, clearly they could tell that hey, he's on some BS right now. BS. Another thing I can do is so with telepathy, I can basically read the thoughts of people at times based on energy, mind you. I can hear some thoughts at times, which is like there was an occasion 2 nights ago where he's no my yeah 2 nights ago where he's this mate had his partner over because me and him were gonna do something, and she was just gonna spectate as we just did our thing. And what happened? I was like, bloody hell. She was saying something. shitting a story of her like own personal life, and I felt really bad for her. It was like a what the f moment. But then I was listening. I looked at the dude, my friend of mine, my brother's friend as well, and and like just felt his energy and and read his thoughts. Literally just heard his thoughts, and I just started like laughing, and I was like, no, 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 no. I'm like, I'm not laughing because of the story, the sad story you just told. I'm laughing because this man's thoughts, and at the same time, I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that, because I was like, for me to be laughing at his thoughts, that's not saying he has some good thoughts towards his ex's story. I mean, his partner's story. Ooh, ex. Ooh, I think I'm foretelling the future right now. Interesting. Um, yeah, I have also that ability as well. Basically, when even if I'm not giving a reading, I get downloads heavily that go towards me from the universe, that go towards me seeing various different futures, from possibilities, and so on. It happens like literally all the time at this point in time. Like I literally, when we were in the garage, in my garage, doing our thing, basically what happened is I was getting downloads, and his partner asked me, "What do you mean by downloads?" And I was like, "Messages from the universe." But part of me was like, don't say it. Like, the one part of me that wants to hide. And the other part of me was like, dude, this is you. This is who you are. Embrace it. Show people who you are. Allow them to know who you are, and so on. If they look at you differently, so be it. That's on them, right? And I just told her what was what, and she kind of was like, "Nah, I do that all the time." And I was like, "This download doesn't go toward you doing it all the time. This download goes towards something serious that just occurred or will occur. Simply put, I'm like, I wouldn't get these downloads if you did these things all the bloody time, and so on. Um, Otherwise, what would be the point of it, right? It's a message for a reason. Um, but basically, yeah. Is that all my abilities? No, I have more. I've not done this before like that. Um, Dream interpretation, I wouldn't say is one of my abilities, but more so the concept of being able to comprehend. Well, I guess you could say it's a talent. It's technically an ability, yes. Whereas I can, like some people can, be able to comprehend what your subconscious and other beings are telling you. Simply put, given when we're dreaming, various astral beings can speak to us, negative and positive. That's why at times people have to be heavily protected because the demons can penetrate your dreams. Negative beings can penetrate your dreams of any um, variation, of any origin. They don't care. They can just do as they please. Literally. So I'm able to do that and towards guidance and higher understanding, which is why I feel like being able to do that towards myself, I'm able to excel heavily within my own being because when you're able to comprehend the lessons and things you're being taught by your subconscious or being told or by from other beings as well, you're able to comprehend various things that are up in front of you or about to happen or happening around you that you're not able to see at the current moment in time. Another thing of mine that I can do is I can speak to not only my guides, but other people's guides. Um, Whenever I'm speaking to someone, now, especially a woman, the thing I've gotten the most, and it causes me a headache half the bloody time, because most women, so in my other video, I already spoke about how I love women. I love them to a high degree. High respect for them as well, of course. But see, I always would say I'm like one of the best matches for various women. I always would say that, always. And then it became more so a reality when every woman I talked to, their teams would be like, "We like you for her," literally trying to match make me with their person. I'm just like, um, that's up to your person, not me. And whenever I'd speak to someone there, I'd tell them what their guides are telling them, because I guess that they're not all people can communicate with their guides, which is the truth. Not all people can do that. It is a not a rare ability, but it's not completely uncommon. Some people can do it, they just don't really speak on it and so on. Because they're just, they don't want to be looked at as weird or a freak or this and this in this society, sadly. It's just so to say. Now, but when it comes down to it, with me, being able to hear the guides, they literally almost always communicate with me. Always. Any other person's guides, they allow me into their energy to a certain degree for me to like shed whatever message that the guides want to send their person, which happens for me a lot, literally a lot, which is why even for my students, I tell them what their guides are doing or saying to them or trying to tell them and so on. Literally, I've had various guides say, "He's cute. You should talk to him." Like he treat you well. Like you should try to converse with this mate. But a good amount of the women that I've come across that the guys have been like that towards, they've either been one incredibly traumatized and need to do a lot of healing, or two, um, live like long distance, and the women are just not into the long distance like that, and like just want some sort of like short distance like sex and all that good jazz, the cuddles and all that good stuff, or three, what's three? Um, because simply in other women's perspectives, I'm too young. So those are the three things: either distance, the concept of having so much trauma and wanting to work on themselves and not wanting to bother with anyone else. And three, the concept of, uh, as I said before, crap, I'm like forgetting it. The concept of age being a seriousness for some odd reason. Whereas I remember I asked a friend of mine, I was like, does age really matter that much? And he was like, well, it depends on the person you're asking. Because some people, again, look at age as important. Some people don't care about it, but it depends on how things go about everyone's perspectives and understandings about it is different, right? But the funny part is usually it's my team that's like, no. Every person's team has their own different perspective on things, has their own different reasonings, has their own different way of doing things. My team is just on the concept of no, if she doesn't resonate with my energy, then hell no. Like hell no. Like, no. um, Another one of my abilities is, besides being able to talk to the guides, what the bloody hell is it? Um, I'm like really thinking now because I can do so many different things. um, Sheesh. I know it's not all. Speaking with the guides, communicating with the guides. Oh, the higher self. Um, so something I can do that usually people are not able to do at all, which is very rare for me. Mind you, I unlocked my Akashic records without, like, I literally entered them without knowing I was doing it. I did that in a reading for someone. Rather, I unlocked their Akashic records without knowing. So that was an ability I didn't even know I had until I did it. And a friend of mine, ex-friend of mine actually, was like, yeah, that's a very rare ability that people don't usually have unless they like go towards trying to do that stuff. And I was like, oh, interesting. Because usually you can't go towards someone's past lives like that. It's not, oh, all right, my bad about that. It is definitely later than it was when I first started the video. By I didn't know phones heated up so quickly, especially my phone. Usually heats up when it hits sunlight, but basically my phone was really overheated and decided to cancel out the video. So, um, Yeah, I guess that's what people use their own personal cameras to do this stuff. But it's alright, right? To continuing where I left off, one of my abilities, um, the higher self, I'm pretty sure I spoke about the Akashic Records, that it's rare to be able to do such things when you don't really know what the hell you're doing when it happens accidentally. It's rare. Which is the friend said basically at times it can be due to either family lineage towards the bloodline, towards having witches and wizards all across the bloodline, or just an innate ability in the DNA strand, and so on. Which is basically still the bloodline, isn't it? um, but basically, towards my abilities, the higher self is one of my abilities. Now, I don't actually mean the higher self as in, what I mean is I can speak to other people's higher selves without trying to. um, Not many people can do this, as far as I'm concerned. I remember speaking to a group before they kicked me out of the group about this factor at hand, and because I asked the person one day, I was like, dude, because it happens usually when I'm like about to wake up or like mid sleep, like I'm in twilight, and like usually when you're mid sleep or in twilight, you're more or about to wake up, you're more so connected to the astral plane in the higher dimensions than you would be to the physical reality that we live in. Now, to continue, in this group, I had I texted this man. I was like, bro, why did your higher self speak to me, bro? Like why'd your higher self speak into mine, bro? And he was like, and the women of the group were like, why would he know this? And I was like, I don't expect him to know. I'm just asking questions. um, And I guess I didn't elaborate on things because then we had to go further and further because they were saying that's not possible and the higher selves can't do that and this and that, and sure you aren't dreaming. And basically, those who do not, even those who are more spiritual, if they don't comprehend something, hold on, let me, because my hand is moving a lot. No, that's not my hand, that's a being typing, doing something towards the camera. That's lovely. Um, hold on a second. I just realized my hand isn't the steadiest. Okay, so that should do it. Yes, I'm under the covers right now because I kind of feel cold. Hold on a second. Let me make this better. Don't lie, it's an animal. Yeah, that should be better. It feels better. No, but basically, what I had to comprehend was that not all spiritual people comprehend what you can do, what others can do. Some individuals are very book smart. Other individuals go by their own personal experiences. So at times, when it comes down to the spiritual community, what I had to learn was that some individuals are very book bound. So basically, what they learn from watching videos or what they learn from reading books, simply. If that stuff doesn't correlate with their knowledge from books and videos, then they just kind of are like, what the f? Like that's not possible. I've never experienced that before. So yeah, but for me, a lot of my experiences are not book bound. A lot of my experiences are they happen from my own personal experiences and things happening to me that I could not explain to anyone. In general speaking, will have, but they've just some people misinterpreted it. And like when I got kicked out of the group, what I remember happening is what bloody hell, bloody hell. My guy just blanked me out. No, I know it was my team. I know it was my team. um, I began to comprehend things deeper in depth, especially from my mother, who had said to me, "Not everyone is ready for what you have to say to them." So yeah, that's something to comprehend right there. But to continue on forth, towards my abilities, yes, the higher selves, being able to speak to My higher self is obviously something I can do. But being able to speak to other people's higher selves and being able to channel their higher self is something that usually you're not able to do. Literally. Usually you can do. I mean, you can have the higher self like speak through like the tarot cards and so on and so forth. You can do that. It's possible. But to channel them literally and have them talk through you, that usually isn't entirely possible. Well, it's rare for someone to be able to do it. So that's one of my other abilities, um, which I've literally had women, people's higher self speak to me on various different occasions. One occasion was when I was talking to a girl whom I was trying to be with, and her higher self was like saying, "Hey, this dude's like the jackpot. We're lucky. Don't screw this up." And she just was like, "I feel pressured and I feel uncomfortable." And I was just like, "That isn't me speaking, just so you know. That's your higher self. So I don't know what you take from that, what you want to. I'm just relaxing right now." I was like, "I like you, but I'm sorry. I'm not gonna try my luck and do all that and make stuff up just so I can be with you. There's no bloody way I'm gonna try doing that. That's manipulation at that point." That I don't do anymore. Yeah, I used to be manipulative back when I was a kid. um, but to continue on forward, um, like when I was younger, because technically to some grown folks, I'm still a kid. um, Now, one of my other abilities um, goes towards my past lives. So I already spoke the Akashic Records, of course, right? What I had not spoken of, which is a huge concept for me, is the contemplation of me being able to translate other languages. So basically, for my past lives, I have the ability to translate other languages into human tongue, literally. So, for example, me speaking Fomorian, which technically speaking, this is in one of my other videos, is not what the languages are, what the species is actually called, but technically speaking, it's just the human translation. I could like, I'm pretty sure it's Dracorva. Yeah, Dracorva is the name of the species. Um, yeah. In a completely different universe, which yeah, that's yeah. um, their language basically. So for the boy is blue, Batanava Nia. No, my bad. Batanava Nyok. That's better. Yeah, Batanava Nyok is the boy is blue. Um, so that's something. Then there's Elven, which is basically, mind you, Enfomorian or rather Dracorian is rougher than Elven, technically speaking. If I was to speak a lot of Infomorian, it sounds like yeah. So you'll see. Hold on. So Elven, so boys blue, beast beast niv shitinamai. So Bishtia Visnamai. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I had to check on my team for that one because I was feeling off about that. Elven isn't my highest language to speak in. It's difficult even for me, even though I was an elf in a past life. Well, one of my past lifetimes. Well, elves, given I'm not gonna speak on that. But um, and there's Murma, which is for the boys blue. Um, no, this is Murma is difficult. Um, so let me say this: the mermaids are not called mermaids. If I haven't said this before, they're called Murma. I had to check. I had to check. My keeper, basically my librarian for my Akashic records. So the boys blue. Asnya. No, my bad. Astava. So Ashtava. Right, my bad. Correct? Yeah. So Ashtava. The boys blue and Merma. It's a the O is like you have to really extend your voice to be the ah like it's not like it's like literally. So it's even when something else I can do is basically goes towards me being able to write down these languages on paper. Hold on a second. I'm thirsty as hell. Yeah, so me being able to write down these languages on paper, which I have done, but I won't show you guys because that is personal, is also something that's very unique ability of mine to be able to translate these things from my past lives and put them on paper in the human tongue. Well, in the translation wise that I can understand. So yeah, that's another thing I can do. Um, also, um, I wouldn't say me being a healer is an ability, but technically speaking, is an ability of mine. So when it comes down to people, towards being an advisor, towards guiding and all, and healing and so on, something I'm able to do is kind of like do like energy transference. So, um, basically, I can, as other people can do naturally, but I do it on a mental level. Is basically transferring your pain from you to me, which not people can do, mind you. It is not easy because for me, it's like I feel if you're feeling some sort of way, I can basically feel your and I absorb your energy. It's like I'll be feeling your back. It's like I'll be the pain will the energy will go straight to my back or part of my body. That some empaths, being people abilities that does occur with not all people, not all people. I'll say that straight up. Uh, Crap. Oh yes, astral traveling is also an ability of mine. So as you guys know, my channel basically hovers around astral traveling heavily. Um, Basically, if you guys haven't seen the video of me speaking about it, astral traveling basically literally is different from astral projection, less advanced. Literally, your subconscious, my bad, not your subconscious, your consciousness leaving your body, which literally I haven't done that in a while on my own. What I mean by that is when we're dreaming, we are able to astral travel and astral project. Simply put, while we're in our sleep, we're capable of doing so. A lot of people can actually do it. Actually, it's not difficult. Well, to astral project is not difficult. When you learn how to, it does become difficult, but naturally it is. In our sleep, we're not more times than less. We're not aware of that. We're doing it to begin with. We just think we're seeing whatever the hell we're seeing. We just think it's a dream. When it's really not. The astral plane is a lot. From what a YouTuber had said, because I don't really go into the astral plane like that. I do, but I don't. Um, Astral projection basically is like astral plane is a lot brighter than this reality. It feels kind of like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like I've been to the astral plane a few times, but not by my own means. It happened accidentally, but it's like it looks like it feels like a game. Like think about it like you're playing a fantasy game and you put like the brightness up in a sense. Um it's still difficult to describe, but like basically, say it's nighttime right now, which technically it's about to be nighttime. It's like what, 7 o'clock right now? Maybe no, it's like no, it's like five something. So basically, given it's nighttime right now, when I astral projected, it was though it was night and the moon was out to a certain degree, the light was a lot brighter than usual than like natural lighting is in this world. It was so much brighter than it usually would be. It felt like a daydream. It felt like a literal daydream in a sense. Very unreal. Like kind of like bloody. There's no honest good way for me to describe it. It's just a lot brighter. It seems like euphoric, basic in a sense, which technically is a sensation, not a description. Um, Towards how to. Mm, I don't know how to describe it to you guys. I really don't. This feels unreal. Um, Hold on a second. I think I know a way to describe it. Bloody hell, I'd have to remember the movie. Screw it. But astral traveling is literally your conscious leaving your body. Um, again, it happens when you're dreaming. So yes, a good half of the time when you're dreaming, it's not actually a dream. It's actually you in a different world. Well, you I wouldn't say you in a different world, more so your consciousness in a different world. So when it comes to astral traveling, you can be anything. I feel like I explained this in one of my videos. I don't know, but if I am, so be it. Um, when it comes down to it, it's like actually I probably should explain the Akashic records then. In your higher self. Okay, so your higher self, before I like get off topic entirely, your higher self is basically a higher dimensional being, higher than the realm that your guides are on. Well, dimension your guides are on. Literally like eighth dimensional beings. Well, seventh dimensional beings, probably, if I'm not correct. Higher than fifth dimension. Um, so yeah, that's something to comprehend. And their personality is different from ourselves. So basically, sometimes you could say you're a egocentric, manipulative, controlling individual. You could have a higher self who's literally the complete opposite of you, literally. But then again, our higher selves aren't really. Are they manipulative? Can they be? Can they be? Yeah, apparently they can be manipulative. Oh, yeah, they're kind of like humans except different. But I mean, even deities have their own mis is it called miscomings? I don't know. False comings? I don't know. I forget. Um, but yes, but getting back to things, when it comes to astral traveling, you can be any sort. You can be your soul, your consciousness can go anywhere it chooses. At times, you can directly tell your consciousness where to go. I mean, literally direct yourself or rather navigate as in where you want to go by setting an intention. Other times, your consciousness just goes wherever it deems. So basically, for me, I've been to various parallel worlds, and I've been to the angelic realm, which literally is just white light. Like it's just a realm of like white, bright ass light, and you just all I heard was beings just speaking, just divine beings speaking. And I was just like, huh. So this is the angelic realm. um, but other than that, yeah, you can be any sort of animal. As in, on it might be, I mean, as in your consciousness can basically go into. It's like your consciousness going to the mind, or rather the vessel of some other being, but not like you taking over some other being's consciousness or controls. You are spectating, seeing everything that they're seeing, hearing everything they're hearing, seeing what they may or may not be eating, but you cannot taste the things they're eating at all. You're just spectating and able to purely think and feel the emotions of them as well as your own self whilst you're in their vessel, basically. That's what astral traveling literally is. You can either do that or you can literally just have your consciousness just like say go to the to crap, say go to Niagara Falls and like just look at the waterfall and just relax and just swim around like a fish. Like literally just fly around basically, because that's basically kind of what you're doing. um, and you can literally be anything. Technically speaking, everything is a part of us in a certain way, whatever way, shape, or form. I've been a tree once. Actually, no, I had my consciousness going to a tree once, which was interesting. Actually, I think I spoke of that in the video. Yeah, I think I did. Um, but yes, astral traveling is one of my main abilities. Well, I've done it in a while actually on my own. Dreaming, that's something else. I did want to get to you guys with another video on astral traveling though, because I do have an experience or two to speak on, but I have to completely recall the experiences, which is not easy for me, given it's been a while. Um, but yes, are there any other abilities in mind? Um, I gotta really think about this hard. Never write things down for my videos, guys, ever. It's just straight from the mind, just flowing. So abilities. Hmm. Oh yes, clairvoyance. So my clairvoyance is rather high. So you have your clairaudience and you have your clairvoyance. My clairaudience, of course, is high towards hearing the teams, hearing the guides. My clairvoyance, though, um, is heightened to a certain degree, being able to feel and see things that others are not able to see and feel out, and so on. Um, yeah, so I can see very. So basically, with the concept of being able to see, say your past lives on your face, like the faces that you've had over the course of different lifetimes, that's also part of me being clairvoyant, um, towards seeing things. But besides that, um, I do not think there are any more abilities to speak on. Telekinesis technically is one, but that happened. So telekinesis is not easy, nor is levitation. Levitation is a concept that is possible. That is something that is possible, yes. Telekinesis is also possible, but mind you, it's rare. Just like how it is for me to hear the higher self speak, it is rare for people to levitate. It is rare for people to use telekinesis. It's not like it can't happen. It's just that it doesn't happen like that with people. Telekinesis I've done to a certain degree. It requires so much energy though, like a massive amount of energy input, especially when you like aren't actually gifted with it. For me, I was like, okay, I can do this, and my remote moved a bit. I noticed it move. Well, my because I didn't feel like going to grab the TV remote. I was too comfortable. I didn't feel like getting up. I felt lazy, so I was like, I'm gonna just use telekinesis real quick. And I could feel the energetic connection between me and the object that I was going towards, like moving. But literally in the span of 10 minutes, my energy went from 100 to zero. Literally, like I was literally exhausted after doing one simple thing. Like unless you're highly gifted with it and you can just do it like no problem, it's difficult as hell to do. Again, I tried it. I was successful a bit. I didn't get the TV remote to me, but at least I had it move a bit, and I was like, huh, it is moving. And I was like, huh, this is draining as hell. Never again. Actually, it was one individual, Ryan Cropper. He has a video where he does telekinesis on camera, and he said straight up, I did it. He moved a straw in a cup in a glass of water. He moved it, and he straight up said after that, I did it one time, never again. It is literally draining. It's entirely psychologically and energetically draining. It truly is, because it takes a lot of if you can't naturally if you don't naturally do it like that to a certain degree, or like you're not born with the ability like that, and you try to do it, like when you learn how these things work, it is like a what the F moment. Um, but yeah, so that goes to show even some of the most powerful individuals that even I admire can't like or like nah screw that. um, but yeah, oh yes, my bad. I was speaking about hearing thoughts. Thank you, telepathy. Thank you. Um, so not only can I hear the thoughts of people through energy, but I can hear thoughts of animals as well. Now it's not like basically like me being able to look at them and like read their thoughts. No, it's more so the concept of, well, sometimes that does happen. Sometimes it does happen. Sometimes it does. Barely though. But more so it goes towards the concept of me just speaking to, say, my dog Rex, and when I speak to him, I can hear his input back to me, basically. Other people have it to where they can like literally just hear their thoughts of their animals and so on. For me, it's different. It's more so the concept of I hear their thoughts sometimes, but more so when they respond to me when I'm saying something to them and so on, which is why now, now, sorry, I was like hearing my mom call out my little brother's name, which now more times than less, um, people are like they when they hear me like conversing with my dog, they're just like, oh, you can hear his thoughts, and I'm like, yeah, I can hear his thoughts. Telepathy is a beautiful gift to have, but um it can be annoying. Why is because um in simplistic. 10 minutes. I got you, Mom. 10 minutes. Wait. I was like listening and I was like, what the hell are they talking about? But basically, uh, when it can be, why it can be annoying is simply because with telepathy, I remember I was talking to one person one time, and it was a girl that I liked, and she, it was back when I was rather possessive and I had more like shadow work to do, and I didn't really comprehend that, or rather, I tried evading that idea and concept and understanding that I had, and what ended up occurring actually is she said to me, you can energetically feel what I'm going to say. So what's the point of me saying it? And my words to her were, because we are human, because we're human, because we have a voice, because you can speak. And she was like, what do you mean? And I said to her, I don't care if I can hear your thoughts. I don't, like, even through your energy, whether it be naturally or through your energy. I don't care. My concept at hand that what my morals is, regardless of my abilities, I'd rather hear you say these things to my face instead of me feeling your energy and going moving on that. Like I don't, I like because even energy, even though I said again, your energy speaks more clearly than your actual honest words do. Yes, that is true, highly true. Um, at times it's best to have the experience of having the person tell you what things are with their to the best of their ability with as much honesty as they can compel, and so on. Right? You guys agree, right? Like, right? That feels better in a sense. Um, because it goes towards you releasing your thoughts and so on, you being communicative and using your throat chakra and so on. Um, but yeah, and I think that is all for my abilities. Um, oh, oh, yeah. Also, I can basically fill out who I've known from a past life and who I've not known. So basically, when it comes down, you know those times where you're like, you see someone, you're like, I think, like you're like, I feel like I know you, and your soul knows them from a past life. Yeah, but I've various occurrences where that happens. For me, it's I learned that basically I've had this ability for a while now, a long time actually, whereas I can look at someone and basically get the sensation of like I've known them from a past life. Literally, it's happened. It's that. well, let me say this. I've had the ability for a while, but it took a while for me to comprehend I even had the ability. At first, I just thought it was a feeling and just put it to the side, like, who cares? But now, yes, I confirm that yes, that is one of my abilities. I check in with my higher self to see if it's like if I know them or not, and so on. Even my guides and my higher self second. Um, so for example, there was a time where I was talking to someone, rather someone hit me up and was like, "Hey," they're like, "I just felt a text you. I don't know why." And I just was like, yeah, "Apparently our souls know each other from past lives and so on." Now comprehend. The funny part is, every person I've known from a past life, every single person I've known from a past life, I do not get along with at all. Interestingly, I do not get along with. I don't know why. It just happens like that. So that's something to comprehend right there. If my soul knows someone, I know that basically the relationship between me and them is not going to last very long. um, but I think that's all my abilities for me to speak on. Um, that I can do. Is there anything else? Besides astral traveling, astral projection, cosmic records, and so on. Oh yes, okay. I spoke to you guys about how I can change the energetical and output input. Well, you know what I mean towards my hand. My hands, my body, as I said before, right? So something else I can do is basically I can feel the vibrational frequency of objects, the energy they emit, and so on. That's something else I can heavily do, literally. I remember a YouTuber was saying how he could do it, and I was like interested because I was like, I wonder if I could do it too. And I went to I think it was a book or something like that, and I was like trying to like feel. I put my hand, or was it my left hand or right hand? I forget which hand. And I was like, I put it over to feel the frequency of the object, and I could feel it. I could feel the energy around it. I could feel the frequency. I could feel everything. It was interesting, and I was like, huh, that's new. And yeah, but also, oh crap, another thing I can do is actually, I just remembered, um, I can basically talk to other entities and spirits besides my own team. So I told you guys I can speak to guides, yes, the higher self, yes, but also I guess you could say I have a thing in mediumship as well, so I can speak to the dead, quote unquote, or rather I can speak to the dead is a very modern old term to use, rather a very new term to use. Um, that's like a Christian way of like a church way of saying things. The dead. Um, for the way I look at things, I can speak to beings who are no longer of their physical vessels or not of our physical realm, so not in a form as we have, our forms and so on. So I can speak to those beings, and mind you, demons do laugh. Demons can laugh. Let me just say that negative entities they can laugh. They have their like we sometimes we think that these beings are just stupid. No, they're incredibly intelligent. They are literal. They're intelligent. They are. Um, there was a friend. Actually, no, my friend's partner came over the other day, and I had to cleanse off. It was like at nighttime. I like my dog was barking, and I was like, "Why are you barking for?" That's my team, and I was like, "What is?" And they're like, "There's a negative entity like outside your door." And I was like, "There is?" No, I was like, "I can't say anything." And they're like, "It's coming. Be patient." And I was like, "Be patient. What the hell?" And what happened? A friend of mine, he brought his partner over, and what ended up occurring is, um, she had like a negative being attached to her, like almost demonic. And I could like, as I was like trying to cleanse her energy, if, and like banish it and so on, or rather get it away from her, get it away from her fields. It just started like laughing at me, like I literally remember its words saying to me, you think this is gonna do anything? You think this is gonna scare me away? Really?" You think you think what you're doing is aiding you in any sort of way? This is not doing much. And like it was, I wouldn't say he or she, but it was just laughing. I could hear it, I could feel it like mocking me. And I was just like, get out of my house, bro. I was just like, get out of my house, man. I'm done with this. Like, get that, leave. Just leave. And I did some salt and so on. But yes, I can speak to I can hear the I can hear other beings, spirits, entities of all variations speaking. Especially those beings not from our world that use telepathy heavily speaking, because humans are just interesting beings and we can't use telepathy half the time. So, well, some of us can, some of us can. But yes, that is my last ability to speak on. If I'm not correct, there's probably more. My team is probably like, we're not allowing you to say anymore. So yeah. All right. So with that being said, guys, that was my video. This has been my video on my abilities that I've adapted to comprehend, do, and so on. Um, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do like, comment, subscribe, all the sorts. Um, in the if you have any questions, feel free to put them out in the comment section. Uh, Also, if you have any questions that are rather personal and private, or you want a reading of whatever sort, I will be putting down my services in the comment section. Well, in the description section, very, very soon. Probably after this video. So with that being said, if you guys feel to contact me, please do so. Uh, yeah, and also I will be making my own website. I'll say that right now, so that if you guys need to email me or do any of that stuff, that instead of using going through like the comment section, you can just go on my website and just contact me through there to book anything, set up any sort of meeting, and so on. But mind you, I will say the meetings will cost money because it will be my time that I be like using, and my time is very valuable. So probably I'd uh, say you wanted to be on call for a good hour, 30 minutes. 30 minutes probably would be like what, 25, 30 at most, probably. An hour would be probably like 50, 75 to a certain degree based on the energy. Mind you, I don't even like having money being a concept, but things can't be helped. And money is a exchange of energy. So that being said, I love you guys. You guys have a lovely night, morning, afternoon, whatever the hell it may be. And yeah. My channel is TMNJ. My name is Taras Johnson. I'll be back to you guys in another video. Jamais.